breakdown. So the buns is stale. So the bun is stale. The meat is burned, char. We got the green tea today. Hello. So, yeah, the burger's tough to eat because it looks like this. Like, look at that. Which one? Well, if I'm a Weasley, I am none of the Weasleys. I'm none of the Weasleys in Harry Potter. I'm like past generation. I wouldn't fit with that group, that current generation. It just wouldn't fit my personality. If I'm a Weasley, if I am. My personality, I know it's based on, the obviously the hair. Everybody's like, oh, hair. My hair's not red. It's just getting darker as I get older. This hair is red. So, more Ravenclaw. I like Gryffindor, but let's be honest, I'd probably be a Ravenclaw. This thing. I gotta eat it. I'm still chewing. I don't seem very brave. Takes a lot of bravery to get in front of a camera and yell about certain voters and call them out on stuff and be consistent about it and not back down. I think that takes a lot of bravery. And it also takes a lot of bravery to teach a lot of those big guys that came in martial arts. I had a lot of big guys that would come into the school when I ran a martial arts school. You know, they want to act tough and try to, you know, basically make you not look like you know what you're doing and stuff like that. That's why they're there. But then you surprise them with the fact that you do know what you're doing, and then they become your students. That's the way it happened for me anyway. A lot of those big guys, they probably thought they were gonna knock me down or something, and got their bells rung. So it's the sort of thing where, yeah, just by being, you know, exactly what you said, being brave and knowing that you're good at something, I was able to do that. So yeah, I actually would have Gryffindor tendencies. Like, it would be between those two, but it would be Ravenclaw at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I'm an academic. That's just how I look at certain things. But I'm pretty in the middle of those. It would be tough. The hat would probably leave it up to me. It'd probably be a Harry Potter sort of situation, where Harry Potter was right in the middle. Except it wasn't Ravenclaw, it was Slytherin. He was right in the middle of Gryffindor and Slytherin. Remember, the hat wanted him to go Slytherin. He said, "Are you sure? You would make a really successful Slytherin, a great, powerful wizard." And he... yeah, he would have. But he chose Gryffindor. So just be whoever, like, the teacher would be that would be running the house, I would pick based on that. So, like, if it's like an evil teacher, like, obviously I wouldn't go Ravenclaw if it's Lucius, like the current one. So yeah, I would probably go choose Gryffindor, but like, because remember, the hat takes your consideration into account. How many people new to the channel? Y'all new to the channel? You guys know that, like, one of the main games that I streamed was Hogwarts Legacy. So I 100%ed that. 100%ed all the achievements on that. I did 100% it on, like, actually 100%, I think. I think we got all the puzzles done, right? All the caves. I 100% all the achievements, but also went around and tried to do all the stuff too on my one character. But um, yeah, all 4 house characters. So that to get 100% achievements, you don't have to get 100% on all 4. Very common misconception. Um, you just have to get to a certain point in the story with all 4, and then that unlocks the hidden achievement. Um, it's spoilers. I can tell you what it is. Spoilers. It's just the map chamber. So like once you get past the map chamber, you're gonna get, like once you finish that thing to get the guys on the wall and stuff and get the map chamber unlocked, then that's the achievement that you need for each character. So get past that point with each character, and you should get your unlock the very second that it opens. Um, Initially, there's some cutscenes and stuff you have to do once you first get there, but then you come back and it unlocks the whole thing, and then that's what you do. That's, you gotta do that on each. Those are the hidden ones. But yeah, the game itself, it's so much fun playing it. It's a great game. It's the sort of thing where like it's a very massive open world game. That's what a lot of folks didn't know, and it's not a kid's game by any means. It's like people thinking Harry Potter's a kids movie franchise. It's not. The first movie could arguably be said as, yeah, for sure. But the rest, not really. No. No. And even the first one, had some pretty intense bits there, where, you know, they talked about Voldemort and stuff like that for a little bit. Stuff got pretty heated there. But like the second one, yeah, it really picked up. And then just kept picking up more and more and more and getting darker. Don't watch Harry Potter out of order. Is something that I'd recommend you never do. Don't do that. It really is like a continual character development and sort of storyline, because like, yeah, things happen and consequences, and then they pick up the next year, the next school year. That's the point. Each book is a school year, is the point, and then you know, each movie and then book will then pick up at the beginning of the year again. And you know, like there's some very things, or obviously early on, if you haven't watched, you know, works. It's so interesting. Like just the way that they told stories based on magic, the way that they decided to do magic, I think is correct, more correct than almost anybody's done it before. It actually feels magical. You know, like everything like has some sort of, you know, remnants of magic of some kind for the most part, and then there's a reason for that. You know, it's not just there. It's not just like, oh, there's just some magic, this is a magical thing. No, there's usually a reason too. I think that's fascinating that you know, it was told that way. And then you know, just how magical you can get with the actual writing itself. too because of that. It's really cool. Good job with the theme song too for the movies. Nobody, nobody disliked that. That was great. Obviously, like that was yeah, the score for that was outstanding. Um, Nobody questions the cast too. Like, I actually find it irritating that like so many people they're like, oh well, I like this person, I like this person. This is my favorite person in Harry Potter, yada yada yada. But I don't hear anybody talking about the brilliant acting and brilliant job Daniel Radcliffe did. Like almost nobody. I almost wonder like if it's like a like just become a regular thing now where people feel like they can't like a main character. They just can't do it. They can't bring themselves to be like, yeah, the main character is the guy I like because they know flat out it sounds I guess cringy, quote unquote, right? Eye roll sort of cringy to like the most relatable character. Why? It's relatable for a reason. Um no, I think it's an atrocity that people don't recognize Daniel Radcliffe um, as a brilliant actor that brought Harry Potter to life instead of recognizing him as Harry Potter. Does that make sense? Because I feel like he'd want to actually do the next series again if people could do that, but people can't do it. People can't see him without the circle glasses and the scar and like they can't do it. And so it hurts his career as an actor, and so thus he wants to separate himself from it, obviously. And it's like the thing that always plagued Daniel Craig. The guy's brilliant. Daniel Craig is brilliant, but he could never do anything else because he's James Bond. He just is. And he did it so well. He just is. Robert Downey Jr. is having this problem where he is Tony Stark, This is like he played it so well. It's so hard to see him playing anything else, and I think that's why he's playing Doctor Doom, because they're going to put a mask on his face. So you have that brilliant acting, the good voice acting and stuff like that, but then you put a mask on his face, so it's like, oh, okay, well now people can't complain like, all right, you see him as Tony Stark and stuff. No, there won't be any of that because they'll have the mask and everything. So. Because that's something that folks don't appreciate is that Robert Downey Jr., other actors too, but specifically him, I think he actually learned some martial arts and stuff to get better at choreography with Iron Man and stuff. So you're talking about like a top level actor here that like actually goes out of his way to learn extra skill sets, and like he's not just showing up and he's a pretty face. No, he really is doing the work. So you got to appreciate that when he does it. And so Robert is one of those people that not only is he gets typecast. That's the issue. Like he really has range, but he gets typecast. Now I didn't really care for. I'll be honest. I didn't care for his Sherlock Holmes. I really didn't. It was Robert Downey Jr. acting like Robert Downey Jr. He wasn't Sherlock Holmes by any means. I liked Jude Law as Watson, but I did not like Robert. I'm just being honest. I love Robert Downey Jr., love him as an actor, just did not like him as Sherlock Holmes. Didn't care for it. Movie, okay, and maybe that's it. Maybe you need a stronger script. Maybe Robert needs to actually just take the reins and do it himself. I don't know. Maybe that's all. Maybe that's all that needs to happen. You guys know who my Sherlock is, though, right? Benedict Cumberbatch is my Sherlock. You really can't beat that. That's, I think, part of the issue is he played that so brilliantly. And then there's an example of an actor that can do it and doesn't get typecast. Did you know that Benedict Cumberbatch literally played Smaug? You guys know that? You guys know that in like the Hobbit movies? He literally was on all fours. And they had like the dots and everything, and they was using the green screen stuff. Yeah, he really did that. And like made the faces, got down on all like. Yep. Desolation of Smaug. So yeah, not Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch have been on the screen times before. So that's pretty cool that because you guys know Martin Freeman, who plays Watson in the BBC Sherlock. He's also in a lot of that stuff. He was in. He's the CIA agent in like Black Panther. That's him. He's in a lot of that stuff. That's the point. That's Martin Freeman. That's just Watson, and he's the Hobbit. He is Bilbo Baggins. He played the Hobbit in The Hobbit. He's just Martin Freeman. Yeah, and he's Watson in the BBC Sherlock. You gotta connect the dots, man. Love those guys. Great actors. They're always so busy, so that's why I love those memes waiting for Sherlock be like, and then it's like a skeleton. That's how I feel like. That's how I feel. I miss Sherlock. I thought it was one of the most hilarious scenes, I think, was when Sherlock is just laying there. He's just laying there having one of his moments where he's trying to like think something out. And so like what you guys know what Sherlock does to think stuff out, right? So like he's like laying there and he's no lie, like the camera pans up and he has like he must have like a dozen nicotine patches on each arm. Like a dozen on each. He's just laying there like this, like and then the episode just starts like this, and Watson like comes in. He's like, I'm here. He's like, what did you need? My phone. It's on the table over there. Could you fetch it for me? And you could just see Watson just looks really irritated. And of course, you know, Sherlock's got all the nicotine patches, so he's not happy about either thing, you know. So the point is, he shows up, he hands him his phone, and he just starts looking through. So he's like, thank you. And he starts looking through his phone. It's just like, is that why I came here? To hand you your phone? You know what I mean? Because, like, he just shows up, and he's just wearing all these nicotine patches, doing nothing, just laying there. And the first thing he says to him is to get him his phone. It's such a good show. They literally use books from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. They literally, The Abominable Bride was literally the movie that they made. And they did it back based in the 1800s. The show is based on current day. So if you watch the show, it's actually modern times. The guy they got from Moriarty is just on point. I love that actor. He's so good. The whole cast is great. That's kind of the point, is that they won't do it until they can get everybody back together, and everybody's so busy. But probably my favorite episode was the wedding. That was probably my favorite episode. Anybody ever watch the Sherlock, BBC Sherlock. My favorite episode was probably the wedding. So, I won't give any spoilers. I'll just say this. Well, it is sort of a little bit of one, but it's not gonna reveal anything. Who. We all know every episode of Sherlock's a mystery, right? So, all right. So, there's a wedding, Watson's, and Sherlock's there, obviously. They are best friends, of course, and literally like just supposed to be a wedding, and then as they're doing the wedding, Sherlock realizes something's about to happen, so he has to like basically take control of the situation and like everything that's going on, and I actually really liked how they did it. I thought it was really smart. That's what I like about the show, is just like genuinely how smart it is. It's actually why I watched House MD too. I like House, but like, yeah, even I can admit, yeah, they exaggerate for the sake of drama at times. Like, obviously, like nobody could actually get away with half the stuff House does. Like, we already know that. But, you know, if these people really existed, if their relationships were the way that they were in the show, all right, maybe. Just because, yeah, all right, there are times in the show where it's kind of obvious that they have certain relationships and, you know, rapport with each other where they care, and so, you know, it's this sort of thing where it's like, all right, I could see where, you know, if somebody really did trust this guy, I think he's probably the smartest person alive. I could see how they would just sort of kind of, especially if they trust him, just kind of let him go, you know. I could see it, but like, again, it's just writing, so like, it's obviously I could still, it's still like, you know, obviously a little bit of a stretch. House is a great show too. That's a very Sherlock Holmes. He sees the Sherlock Holmes of medicine, basically. He gets all these cases. He's a diagnostician who basically he gets all these cases of people, something wrong with people, and nobody else can figure it out. So House has to figure it out. Hugh Laurie, who plays House, is absolutely brilliant. But it's very much a Sherlock and Watson show. He has his Watson, conveniently named Wilson. So it was on purpose. The dynamic was like that on purpose. Yeah, I think they did 8 seasons of that. A really, really good show. They did definitively end it. It had an ending. So that's good. And it was pretty good. My favorite show ever had a terrible ending. Terrible, unsatisfying ending. And I was hoping they would do a reunion before Dean Stockwell passes away, but I don't think they will. I was hoping they'd do a reunion of some kind to end it properly, but I don't think they will. Scott Bakula's super old at this point. Well, not super old. Like, he could do it. It's really more about Dean Stockwell. I'm talking about Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap was always my favorite show. Even growing up, I would literally just sit down and watch it if it was on. But I love Quantum Leap. Not the new one. Not the new one. That new one was terrible. I always loved Quantum Leap though. Oh boy. I love that. Yeah, Scott Bakula's phenomenal actor. Love him. Love him. He is to be protected. Alright guys, well, I gotta head back here soon. This cheeseburger was pretty nasty, I gotta be honest with you. I ate as much of it as I could. And it's not really sitting right, I gotta be honest with you. Got my energy here. So we'll get started on that ahead of time. So I guess they started gold topping these. Used to have just silver tops. Did you guys see the It's been a while now. I've had it for a while. I just haven't done many regular streams lately. My little energy drink fridge with the lights on it. Did you guys see it? So it holds 4 drinks. It was just this cheap little thing. It holds 4 drinks. The lights are really nice, and believe it or not, it actually makes them very cold. It actually works very well. I think I did a stream recently. I think it was called like a late stream or something like that. I did a stream recently where I used it, but I only got to fill it once so far. I gotta keep it filled, you know. So, horsey. There's a horse in front of me. He's ready to go. He's dancing a little bit. He's ready to go. I want to play that. I want to play that Castlevania DLC, guys. I really want to play that. I'm looking forward to the Vampire Survivors Castlevania DLC. Why isn't the light changing? Oh, this isn't good. They should have changed by now. No, there it goes. That was a long time to sit at this light. There's no traffic. There's nothing. There's nothing here. Horsey. Alright guys, well, it's that time, so I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.